There was a video on my phone that I never recorded. 2 a.m. rest stop outside Reno. My phone had been locked all night. But there it was in my gallery, time-stamped an hour ago. I hit play. My own truck, filmed from outside. Someone standing in the dark, watching me sleep. I'm 29, long haul, 3 years in. I like night shifts because the highways are empty. That night, only 2 other trucks were parked at that stop. Both dark, both quiet. No footprints in the dust on my hood, even though the video showed someone standing right there, close enough to touch the glass. I locked my doors and told myself it was a glitch. Old phone, weird cache error. I'd heard stranger things happen with cheap phones. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. New video, same angle. Me, checking my locks just now. I hadn't touched my phone since the first one. I hadn't even set it down. My hands went cold. I called the rest stop's emergency line. No cameras cover the parking area, just the pumps. Nobody could have filmed that. The guy on the phone sounded half asleep, said maybe another driver was messing with me. Told me to try locking my cab remote from my truck app instead of calling back. I checked the app. It showed my doors already locked. It also showed a login from a device I didn't recognize. 12 minutes ago, I decided to drive instead of sit still. Empty highway, nothing behind me for miles. My headlights the only light on the road. Then the phone buzzed a third time. This video was from inside my cab, passenger seat, where nobody was sitting. I pulled over and turned to check for myself. Empty seat, just my jacket and a water bottle. My heart was hammering so hard, I could feel it in my throat. I sat there a full minute before I noticed the passenger window was cracked open an inch. I never cracked that window, not in 3 years of driving that truck. I rolled it up, hands shaking, and pulled back onto the road. I drove the rest of the night with the interior light on, refusing to look away from the road for more than a second at a time. Every mile felt like someone was sitting just behind my seat, close enough to breathe on my neck. Around 4 a.m., one more buzz. A text, this time, not a video. 4 words. Almost home, aren't you? I wasn't near home. I was 3 states away from home. Whoever sent that knew exactly where my house was. At sunrise, I stopped at a diner outside. Sparks showed everything to another driver I knew. A guy named Ruiz, who'd been running these roads for 15 years. He watched all 3 videos without saying a word, his face going stiller with each one. Then he asked me a single question. Whose reflection is that in your window? I looked again, closer this time. In the corner of my own bedroom window, visible behind me in the second video, there was a face that wasn't mine. Pale, still, watching the camera instead of me. I deleted all 3 videos that morning, right there in the diner parking lot. Ruiz told me to report it to my company's safety line, which I did, and they logged it and told me they'd follow up. Nobody ever did. I switched rest stops for good after that night. I changed my truck app password twice. But sometimes, when I'm parked somewhere quiet and the lot is empty, my phone still buzzes once, for no reason at all. I never check what it says anymore. I just start the engine and drive until the buzzing stops. The hitchhiker knew my delivery address before I told him. I picked him up outside Barstow. It was against every rule my company has. But it was raining hard, and I could not leave him standing there in the dark. I was 23 years old, new to driving alone. He got in, soaking wet, and said thank you, like he already knew me. Then he said my delivery address in Bakersfield. Word for word. I never told him that. I told myself he probably heard it from another driver. Truckers talk. Routes repeat. It was easier to believe that than to believe anything else. He said my brakes felt soft. He was right. I had noticed that myself that morning, and I had told nobody. My stomach felt cold, but I told myself he was just an experienced hitchhiker, someone who knew trucks well. At mile 40, He asked if I always keep a photo of my sister on the dashboard. I don't have a sister. I don't have any photo on my dashboard at all. I looked over. There was a photo now, tucked in the sun visor. The edges were old and curled, like it had been there for years. It showed a woman I had never seen before. She was smiling straight at the camera. My hands went numb. I told him I needed gas, even though my tank was still half full. He said that was fine. He said he would wait right there. Something about the way he said it made my skin crawl. At the gas station, I called my dispatcher. My voice was shaking. She told me to step away from the truck and call the police if I felt unsafe. While I talked to her, I looked through the window at my truck. The passenger seat was empty. No jacket. No sign that anyone had ever sat there. I checked the visor. The photo was gone too. I almost convinced myself I had imagined the whole thing. Then I noticed something else. The seatbelt on the passenger side was still buckled, pulled tight, like someone had unbuckled themselves in a hurry, but left the belt locked in place behind them. A police officer arrived 20 minutes later. He searched my truck and found nothing strange. No proof that anyone else had ever been inside. He was kind about it, but I could tell he did not believe me. He said, "Solo drivers get tired and confused on long night routes." He told me to get some rest and sent me on my way. I finished that delivery with another driver riding with me. I never picked up another hitchhiker again. 3 weeks later, a different driver on the same route told me her own story. She had picked up a soaking wet hitchhiker outside Barstow too. Same description. A different rainy night, months apart. She said, he knew things about her truck that he should not have known. I still don't know how he knew my route, or my brakes, or why that photo appeared and disappeared like it was never real. When it rains hard on a night drive now, I check my visor before I even start the engine, just to make sure it's still empty.